of a repudiation by the voters broadly was something that they needed to know that America fundamentally rejects this man. That is not what we're getting tonight. What we're getting is that people are going to stick to their party lines for the most part. There's some conversion. But as you've said, and I think you've said it from the, a win is a win. If Biden wins by gets 270,
270, he's out.
Yeah, he wins, and that's it. And it doesn't matter, and then we'll have to figure out what happens after that. But there is also, people have to realize the possibility that the votes just get counted. It takes until tomorrow, and tomorrow at noon, Pennsylvania just reports, and tomorrow at noon, Pennsylvania just reports its totals, Wisconsin reports its totals, and Michigan reports its totals, and it's totally mundane. Then there's nothing to go to court over because it's clear, right? These states are not controlled by Republicans. I would right now feel the same anxiety as everyone in my two phones if these 3 states were controlled by Republicans. And I hate to say that, but that's where we are. But they're not. They are not controlled by Republicans.
And Trump's not ahead in any of these states either. So
and he can't do anything. Right. These governors of these 3 states and the secretaries of state in, the state that used to scare me the most was Wisconsin. Mr. La Follette, the person who's that is not going to allow Donald Trump to just walk in there and do what Scott Walker and his friends would have done. It's not the same Wisconsin. It's not the same Pennsylvania. The governor there is not going to allow it. It could be that we just have to breathe for a night, and tomorrow we'll get the results. And I think everything will.
Can I tell you what I have in my notes? Because all I've been doing is cramming for the last year, getting ready for tonight. My notes on each of these three states. Wisconsin, State Elections Commission chief says Wisconsin will probably not report unofficial results until Wednesday at the earliest. Pennsylvania, governor releases TV ad warning residents it will take, quote, a few days for the vote to be completed. Secretary of State says there is no way Pennsylvania is announcing a winner on election night. Michigan, Secretary of State says the count will likely take until Friday.
Yeah.
Campaign, a few heart palpitations at the moment. How do you see it?
Yeah, so the question of this night, Savannah, always was, could Trump get to Pennsylvania? Could he get to the point where Pennsylvania would matter and potentially be decisive? And it looks like he's going to make it there. Even if Arizona falls off the map, he can still win Pennsylvania and get to a 269-269 tie, which he'd probably win in the House for complicated reasons we don't need to get into right now. We don't want everyone really breaking into the liquor cabinets, bringing up this possibility. But he's getting to where Pennsylvania's going to matter. That seems clear tonight. And also the odds of Republicans holding the Senate, as Chuck alluded to earlier with Tom Tillis, the Republican incumbent, looking better in Pennsylvania.
Trump, and now there's Trumpism, and we don't really know what the Republican Party is outside of that. If he has an appeal, whatever you make of it, that is unchanged by all external events, what does that do for other candidates in his party having to decide whether they're going to ally with him or not on individual policy issues or individual crises that won't affect the way that viewers view him at all?
It's a great question. I think one of the things we've seen in the era of Trump, and I think we're seeing it in some senses tonight compared to 2018, is that no one else can quite pull off what he